What's up, guys? The Dallas Cowboys were handed the moniker of America's team in 1978. Legendary NFL Films announcer John Facenda famously proclaimed them as America's team for a film that documented their 1978 season. The Cowboys' popularity soared in the 70s under head coach Tom Landry and quarterback Roger Staubach. Dallas won 2 Super Bowls under those two, and the team reached the Super Bowl a whopping 5 times in the 70s. Even though Terry Bradshaw's Pittsburgh Steelers won 4 Super Bowls in the 70s, the Steel Curtain apparently didn't sweep over the nation the way the Cowboys did. And so for the past 4 decades, we've heard everybody call Dallas America's team. There's plenty of debates as to whether or not they should have that name. For one, most of America seems to hate, not love the Cowboys. For another, plenty of teams have experienced more success over the past few decades. The San Francisco 49ers won 5 Super Bowls between 1981 and 94. The New England Patriots have won 6 in the 21st century. Oh, and the Cowboys dynasty just hasn't been as successful since the 90s dynasty. They haven't reached the NFC Championship game since 1995. They have missed the playoffs more often than not in the 21st century. The team only had 3 playoff wins between the 97 and 2018 seasons. It's hardly spectacular. Somehow, in some way, teams like the 49ers, Steelers, Patriots, Packers, Broncos, and Saints haven't captured the America's team moniker, despite seeing more success since the Staubach era ended in Dallas. At this point, some just have to accept that the Cowboys will forever be called America's team, even if most football fans disagree with it. Well, good news, Dallas Cowboys haters. There's a handful of promising teams that have all the makings to be the new America's team. Behind excellent management and plenty of world-class talents, these 5 teams could all take over as the new #1 team in America. It's going to take some time, but it can happen. Let's dive into 5 NFL teams that have the chance of dethroning the Cowboys and thus take over as the new America's team. Make sure to subscribe to TPS and put on your notifications. We post videos all the time. If you want to see some more sports content, subscribe. Comment your video ideas down below. We'll be looking, and if we choose your idea, we'll give you a shout out. Number 5, Buffalo Bills. The Bills missed out on a prime opportunity to become the new America's team in the 90s, when they reached 4 straight Super Bowls and managed to lose every single one of them. Still can't believe that. 2 of those were against the Cowboys. So who knows if Dallas would have kept the America's team moniker had they lost those 2 big games. Still, everybody had a soft spot for the likes of Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas, and Bruce Smith, even though they never got the job done. After Kelly retired, the Bills went from the dynasty that never was to the lovable losers. Some guys named Bill Belichick and Tom Brady took over the New England Patriots in the early 2000s, and they embarked on the most dominant stretch run in history. Because Belichick and Brady are so mean, the Bills have never had a chance to compete in the AFC East against their rivals from Foxborough. But could times be a-changin'? There's good reason to think so. The Bills only ended an 18-year playoff drought in 2017. They haven't won a postseason game since 1995. But that has to change. I mean, Tom Brady's in his 40s now, and he has to retire at some point. Maybe Belichick will get sick and tired of winning, especially on an annual basis, and look to retire as well. In that case, the path would be there for the Bills to take over as the new kings of the AFC East. They have one of the NFL's most punishing defensive units, led by Micah Hyde, Tre'Davious White, Ed Oliver, and Jerry Hughes. It's hard to not get excited about young quarterback Josh Allen and a promising young running back in Devin Singletary. Head coach Sean McDermott and GM Brandon Beane have done a wonderful job reshaping this O-line, and it's clear that the Bills have the right leadership in place. And hey, most of America hate the Patriots anyway. If and when the Bills eventually knock them off the division throne, everybody will be offering them some love. You know, the same way people began loving the 49ers when they ended the Cowboys dynasty in the Joe Montana days. These Bills are truly the lovable losers of the NFL, and everybody feels sorry for the heartbreak Buffalo sports fans have gone through. They're truly so passionate, and they've gone through so much. This team has one of the best young cores in the NFL, and once they begin to win, it wouldn't be a surprise if the Bills' popularity soars across the country. Number 4, Baltimore Ravens. They aren't a big market team by any means, and the Ravens have struggled to find an identity ever since their Super Bowl 47 championship. But things are looking all the more promising as the Ravens begin the Lamar Jackson era. The dual-threat quarterback saved the Ravens in the 2018 season and guided them to their first AFC North title in 6 years. Every football fan loves an electrifying dual-threat QB, and Jackson has all the makings to be the next Michael Vick or Cam Newton. Maybe he'll be better than both. Jackson has a nice set of weapons that will help him take his game to another level over time. Young wideouts Marquise Brown and Miles Boykin could form one of the game's best 1-2 pass-catching duos. Mark Andrews is showing signs of becoming one of the game's top tight ends for years to come. Gus Edwards, Mark Ingram, and Justice Hill round out a tremendous running back depth chart. The Ravens have also built up the best defense in the NFL, even with Terrell Suggs gone. This unit is as ferocious as any unit from the Ray Lewis and Ed Reed era. With Earl Thomas, Marlon Humphrey, Jalen Ferguson, and Jimmy Smith leading the way, say, these Ravens promise to punish opposing offenses for many years to come. The Ravens have been able to rebuild their core through the draft, while saying goodbye to aging veterans like Suggs and Joe Flacco. The window is wide open now, and with the Pittsburgh Steelers and New England Patriots windows about to close, the Ravens really have the opportunity to challenge Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs for years to come. If Jackson and the Ravens can take off here, then this small market club could emerge as America's team. It would especially help if they could knock off the Patriots though. Number 3, Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles were despised for a long time, due in large part to their overly passionate and rowdy fan base. I mean, who boos Santa Claus? Who do you think you are? It's Santa. But the public perception of the Eagles really changed in their 2017 Super Bowl championship season. Everybody was happy for this high character team when they won the Super Bowl with backup Nick Foles. Obviously, a lot of Patriots haters were grateful that Philly was able to pull off the upset over the New England Patriots in the big game. They became a lovable underdog following Carson Wentz's season-ending injury that season. As long as you're not a Giants, Redskins, or Cowboys fan, then you probably have plenty of respect for this current group, led by Wentz and head coach Doug Peterson. The Eagles are built to win plenty of Super Bowls over the long run, with Wentz, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Malcolm Jenkins, Alshon Jeffrey, Zach Ertz, and others leading the way. It's almost impossible to hate this current Eagles team. And because they're such a big market team, it'll be easier for the Eagles to recruit more bandwagon fans if they can add more Lombardi trophies to their collection. If it happens, you'll definitely have a ton of neutral and new football fans that will join the Philadelphia bandwagon. The Patriots can only win for so much longer. Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees aren't getting any younger, so the Packers and Saints won't be major threats to Philly much longer. The Eagles have also had their way with the Rams, Falcons, and Vikings. Nobody in the AFC scares these guys. They are unscarable. So yes, the Eagles are in mighty fine position to add more championships and thus become the new America's team, which would be a nightmare for Cowboys fans. Dallas supporters will always view their squad as America's team. They'd be horrified if the arch-rival Eagles took that moniker away from them. I can't wait to see the comments down below. I'm gonna get ripped apart for this video, but I don't even care, whatever. It's just a video, relax. Well, sorry Dallas, but the Eagles are probably gonna be a lot more relevant for the long run. Jerry Jones, you better find a way to keep up with them. Number 2, Cleveland Browns. Now, wouldn't this be something? The Browns have been perhaps the saddest franchise in North American sports for the past half-century. They've been completely irrelevant since Jim Brown's retirement, and the franchise has experienced almost zero success in the Super Bowl era. Aside from 3 AFC Championship game appearances in the 80s, the Browns just haven't done much of anything. They lost their team to the city of Baltimore in '96, but the Browns were reinstated in '99. It's been nothing but disappointing seasons and constant draft mistakes since then. They seem to recycle through new coaches on an annual basis as well. Since 1999, the Browns have only made the playoffs once, and that was back in 2002. Their last playoff win was in 1994, when Bill Belichick was head coach. 2007 was their last winning season, when they finished 10-6. Well, the Browns are finally trending up again, thanks to the supreme work of GM John Dorsey. He hit home runs with Baker Mayfield and Denzel Ward selections in 2018, 1 year after Cleveland drafted stud pass rusher Myles Garrett first overall. Dorsey also brought in other big-time talents like Nick Chubb, Odell Beckham Jr., Olivier Vernon, and Sheldon Richardson. With that, the team that went 0-16 in 2017 looks poised to emerge as a powerhouse. It could take some time, but this team should come together soon. The offense has limitless potential with Mayfield, Chubb, Beckham, and Jarvis Landry among others. Garrett, Richardson, and Ward anchor a star-studded defense. Like the Bills, the Browns have been a lovable loser for quite some time, but the talent and management are in place for this team to really take off and become a dynasty. That's why we are firm believers that the Browns can become the next America's team. Baker, go do your thing. No pressure. Just breathe. Just look at the person when you throw the ball. Number 1, Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes has become the hottest thing in the NFL ever since his 2018 MVP season. He's making all these throws and plays that have never been seen before. He defies all sorts of physics, and he's simply one of the most lovable athletes in our lifetimes. We need to enjoy him while we have him. Based on their level of play right now, there's simply no better QB in the league at the moment than Mahomes. Nobody has his all-around skill set, arm, and athleticism. And let's be honest, everybody just comes to love whichever team the best player in the league is on. Would all those Patriots fans support the team without Tom Brady? And I mean countless NBA fans just love whichever team LeBron James goes to. The Pittsburgh Penguins wouldn't be so admired nationwide if it weren't for Sidney Crosby. Yes, those are all like bandwagoners, but it proves a point that likable players are usually good. Mahomes will have that same impact. He's slowly becoming the new face of the NFL, and the Chiefs bandwagon will grow from there. This offense is going to break so many records together, and the Chiefs will continue to rack up more and more primetime games. Oh wait, they've already done that under Mahomes. The Chiefs look destined to form the next NFL dynasty as well. That'll most certainly lead to rising popularity, and with Mahomes leading the way, they could be on the verge of becoming America's next America's team. Buckle up. Oh, and Cowboys fans, look away. The Chiefs are coming. Which NFL club do you think will become the next America's team? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post videos all the time as well. And if you want more of me, go there. Also subscribe to my Instagram and then everything TPS because we post good memes and funny videos and all that stuff. Subscribe. Also, I have Twitter. It's my name, Jason Biano. Go find it. Subscribe to TPS because we post videos every single day. Every day's a new video. Subscribe. Like this video too because we really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. I'll see you next time.
My knee.